So you must have a New Jersey light electrical contractor license and permit, period. You don't need nothing else.
What does the certification come in for?
Okay. The certification, not accept certification. It's an organization that sits up there and defines standards, requirements, to say, look, I'm defining, this is an industry, this is an industry that is unique, that is new, okay? And typically, the electrical contracting industry may not be totally, or the electrical contractor individual may be not totally well educated to be able to just go purchase those systems and just install them. So therefore, a bunch of guys got together from the academia, from the practical manufacturers and so forth, formed this organization and said, look, this is a volunteer organization. Okay. We're going to sit down, brainstorm, and write a set of standards, a document that we will actually define what are the best practices, methods, and so forth, to be able to make a good photovoltaic installer. So we're going to sit down and put those things in the paper, right? And then we're going to make sure that whoever's interested, okay, can come to us, that's practically to us, and we will give them a certification. And the only way, unfortunately, the only way that you can prove to somebody that he has anything of knowledge, there's only two ways. One is by what? Practice, and the other one is by what? By actually testing it, right? So they develop a program that says, this is the minimum requirements that you have to know in order to install systems like this, and this is the testing that it needs to be done. So they form what's called a task analysis, and they say, hey, Mr. Solar guy, you got to know this and this and this and this. Electrical contractor can do it. You know, but in general, electrical contractors may not know much about what? Site analysis. You know what I'm saying? Mechanical installations. Not much about roofing, right? Not much about certain other things. So therefore, this organization up there set up all the standards. And they give you a certification. They give you a piece of paper and say, listen, you learned all this stuff, we gave you a test, you passed it. Congratulations. You take it and you put it on the wall.
That's it.
Exactly.
But you can show your customer that you're certified.
You can show. Now, obviously, in order to earn that certification, you have to put a certain amount of work, which just forces you to sit 40 hours for a course. Okay, listen, okay, read books, read manufacturer's literature, and do all kinds of things that it's beyond your electrical requirements for electrical contractors.
So to purchase it, you don't need to be certified. I mean, guys might be out there purchasing this stuff, and they're just licensed electricians.
If you go to Warshauer tomorrow and you say you need racks or you need an inverter and so forth, you're a licensed electrical contractor, he will sell it to you. That is not, this is a voluntary, certification is a voluntary thing. State licensing is a mandatory thing. I know what's going on in the industry. You know,
There's no policing of it, is what I'm saying. Like, there should be, like, you know. Like,
excuse me?
There's no policing of it. Like, you know, guys are just putting it in that aren't certified.
There is no requirement. When you go to the town, hold on, guys, one discussion. The question was, why do I need to have this certification? What does that do to you? It is a document, or it's actually a certificate that you put on the wall that says that you have a certain amount of what? Training and education on solar systems. As an electrical contractor, some of us electrical contractors, we are plumbers, electricians, carpenters. You know, some of our trucks says general electrical contractor and general contracting underneath. You know, you all have a home improvements license. I mean, registration, I should say, right? So, the certification, it's a great thing to have. Very similarly, if you install, for example, generators, some of the manufacturers, they take you, they train you in those installation for generators. You go and install a particular type of generator.
How's last year's course?
Excuse me? That was last year's sport? What? So therefore, those are some of the things that you do. Is it a nice thing? It's a great thing to do. Do you have to do it? The answer is no. You had a question. Okay. We'll cover this again, but the question was up here. It says, look, I'm an electrical guy. I'm designing electrically, and I'm going to go and do the actually installation of it. Now you're going to go for the permit to obtain a permit to install those. You have to go, whenever you apply for a permit, you have to file the technical tech sheet, right? So you put up the electric, you're XYZ electrician, license number such and such. I'm installing 10 photovoltaic modules. I don't think there's a section up here for an inverter or anything. I don't think there's actually, in some of the technical tech sheets now, you see the photovoltaics mentioned up there. Panels, some of them you don't see. That's a UCC problem. They're working on it. However, now, let's say you're going to do a 5 kW system.
You're going to need engineered drawings?
Hold it just a second, I'm going to get into this. The electrical inspector now, when it's going to go for plant review, has the right to request you to provide you with what? With an actual drawings for that. At that point, because it becomes a requirement to you to make sure that you do what? That you have to provide him a design. Some sort of a design, whether it's going to be a simple design in 8.5 by 11, or a design that does all kinds of requirements. He has the right to request you, actually the code official, okay, the construction official, all that pertains to the photovoltaic system. And you have to make sure that you comply with it, all the way from the mechanical components, which is the balance of system components they do, all the way to the electrical. The electrical portion of the permit, okay, where you're going to install the modules, you can justify them by telling them what inverter, one module, what kind of system, a little sketch, maybe you copy it out of the book, good enough. But however now, you have to satisfy the building official. Yes. 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 I would go through that as we go with the permitting and stuff like that. I would go through an